I do use quality of life mods in this video. The list I'm using is right up here. Another thing is that if you like my content, this is all filmed live. So that's why you're going to be seeing the chat on the top left. So if you like my content and you want to see one of these videos filmed live, then, stop by the stream sometimes. I always announce when I'm going live on my community tab. So, stop by sometime. The vibes were really chill. And overall, we were just vibing for the majority of the time. Alright, I won't bother you guys anymore. Bye. Finally doing Thorium. First modded content playthrough. Now I know this isn't the big calamity that everyone wants, but this is just a nice way to transition into, modded content slowly over time. Now, when it comes to classes, we're not really going to have like a dedicated class in the beginning just because it's pre-hard mode and we're around like the first 2 hours-ish, so it's kind of hard to go full hard on in a class. Now, we will be picking one later on and we'll go, strive heavily into that, but right now we'll just kind of be using whatever works so far. Or maybe like if I stream more consistently and stuff like that. What is that? Oh, it's a bard weapon, what the hell? To everyone who didn't know, Thorium adds 3 new classes to the game, one being Symphonic, aka Bard, 2 being Thrower, which is pretty much an entire dedicated throwables class, except with dedicated weapons and everything, and 3 Healer, which is healer. You heal your teammates. So, if you have friends, that's cool. But you're gonna see a lot of bard weapons we pick up. A lot of them we don't really use, but there's a couple that we use once or twice. Now this is our first new accessory, the Living Wood Sap. Now it increases our summon damage by 1 and our minion knockback. Not that great for the beginning, but I mean it's something new and considering that we don't really have any other accessories besides the Hermes boots, it's something okay just to have. If you're wondering why I have all these buffs on the top left, I may have accidentally wasted my quick buff, so all I'm reused, so I figured I'd make some use out of it. We do find this other bard weapon called the Lightning Claves, and it does 10 damage, but it shoots in a shotgun spread. You'll see me use it against one of the bosses here, so. Defense is actually a lot, considering for how early that is. Planting acorns increases your movement speed and life recovery, what the hell? Okay, I'll use that then. That seems like something that I could actually use to my advantage here. Now I know I just said I'll probably use it. I never once used that accessory. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot it existed. I don't know what type of accessory that is. Using acorns sounds like a cool idea to like get buffs, but like, who's really gonna do that in a fight? This is also the bard weapon, so this is how it looks like. It low-key was shredding early game, so not a bad class. Bard should be fun whenever I eventually do that. Oh, great. Oh, this has, oh, it stays in it, what? Yeah, the damage is pretty good. For how early this is and with no accessory supporting it, Bard is definitely going to be one of those top classes when it comes to later in the game. So, maybe next video, question mark, we'll see. I explored to the dungeon and I found a naturally generated graveyard biome, which is something that's entirely new to Thorium, and I never really found out what this was used for. I mean, it looked cool, but I mean, I never really wanted to craft anything with like the ectopus, so it's kind of just useless. Maybe oh, you know what actually? You get an early Abigail's flower. I don't know why, but everyone decided to spam eyes in the chat. I have no idea how this started, but it just ended up happening. Except for that one cursed guy right there. Now, despite us having a lot of things to honestly start an entire bard class already, I let my entire chat vote, and it seems like the entire chat was summoner biased because not a single person voted anything else. It was all summoner. So we're going to be using summoner as our main class here. Now, I do want to note, for the first like 2 bosses that we fight, I'm going to be using like throwables and like the little one bard weapon I have, because the summons weapon we do get early on are kind of trash without like any whip or anything, so we'll use something. Okay, so give me a little break, but we're gonna have a full like whip everything, later on. Living wood armor, which seems like it would be a normal game, but apparently not. Yeah, so in Thorium you can actually make a summoning set out of the living wood trees, and it only takes around like a minute, so the set bonus doesn't give us any extra minion slots, but we can make a weapon called the living acorn, and it pretty much has a weird mechanic to it. I can change the targeting? Target? Any whips? Target him. Go, my fletchling. Yeah, so, you know, it doesn't do that much damage, but the homing is pretty nice, and I mean, for a starting thing you can make pretty much instantly, it's not that bad. And it has an extra ability which does like an AoE effect, so it's good for like events and stuff. So, it doesn't also take a minion slot, so you can have it with your other summons too, so it's pretty much just free damage.
Oh, patchwork, what the hell? A boss?
Yeah, so in the beginning of the game, there's a little mini boss you can get from Blood Moon. He drops pretty much nothing good at all, but it was still cool to see him a little bit.
Go, kill him. I'm not using... Oh, wait, book? Hold up.
It dropped a book and a healer weapon, so I couldn't really do anything with it.
I hope. See if we can do it.
Hey there, so I just wanted to give a little heads up that if you're enjoying the content, you might as well subscribe, or at least like the video. Now, we're at like 800 something right now by the time we editing this, so you know, almost at 1,000. We're almost there, and I've been having a really great time on YouTube so far. The support has been absolutely amazing, and these lives were really fun to do, so just figured I'd give a little reminder, but you know, don't feel pressured into doing anything. Alright, bye! Us getting some coral allows us to make the seahorse one, which is our first actual active summon. Now, since we have the sapling and the seahorse one together, since, you know, the sapling doesn't take up a slot, I feel pretty comfortable fighting the first boss. It is a pretty scuffed run since we're using pretty much everything. I'm using all these throwing knives, I use this little, like, mage weapon I found and everything. So, but, you know, couldn't think of anything else to do, and, you know, but, for a first boss, it's fine. Shield get through is just a nice thing to get just for mobility, and, dash is nice. There was supposed to be a boss that was intended before I Cthulhu called the Grand Thunderbird, but I did not realize until after, so we're gonna go fight him anyway though, because he does drop a summon weapon that we can use. Okay, so the most unfortunate thing happened. After around 30 minutes, I realized that I wasn't recording, which kind of sucks because I did get the snap Thorium, but in a way it's kind of okay because that's like the only thing we did. There is a really cool sentry we can craft here though, called the Creeping Vine Staff. Pretty easy to craft, just requires Jungle Spores, Vine, and 2 Stingers, so overall pretty easy recipe. After I got it, I felt pretty fine enough to go do Eater Worlds because, I mean, Eater Worlds, come on. It's a pretty easy boss when you have any type of weapon that can pierce, which we have whips, you know, so it's alright. Now there is a free accessory you can get from the Spider's Nest, and it's called the Incubated Egg. Pretty much whenever our minions or sentry attack enemies, they have a 10% chance to summon a small swarm of spiders that can detonate on hit, which does good damage, and also poison them. It can be combined with the Living Wood Sap later on with the Tinker's Workshop, but since we, you know, we're not going to do the Goblin Army pre-Eater Worlds, we might as well just, you know, get it and use it for now, and, you know, we can always save an accessory slot by combining it later, so.
Hey, we got the thing. Okay, we got the thing. Oh, look at that dodge. Oh my god, did y'all see that? Shit, I'm just taking a lot of damage. Oh, wow, holy. Okay. Well, that was really easy. Devourer stuff.
After defeating 8 Eater Worlds, that allows us to make the Devourer Staff. It's a really nice sentry, but it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like it's really stationary compared to the jungle one, so I preferred the jungle one a little bit better, but I guess it depends on the situation, because I did alternate between both of them.
Look at that. Quality of life for ya.
Now there is a staff we can make from this called the Meteor Head Staff, which is a really big upgrade over our Seaforce wand that we're still using, and I'm not gonna lie, the tracking on it's getting kind of bad now, and the damage is, you know, not ideal, so this is a nice summon. The tracking's really nice on it, and it's overall easy to make too. Now there is armor we can make called the Aster Armor, but for the next boss fight, I didn't realize that till afterwards, so I did struggle a little bit on it, but considering that we were using the first stage of the Living Wood Armor, I think we did pretty well though, and it was a nice little tier skip.
Nice.
After Eater of Worlds, our next main boss we're supposed to do is called the Jellyfish Queen, which is an entirely new ocean boss.
Get rid of those guys. Let's attempt to. Nice. I just gotta stay near the summon. Or not the summon, the sentry. If I do this, and it should get rid of all of them. Ow. Okay. Oh, that's what it throws you up once it happens. There we go.
Overall, I'd say pretty cool boss. Aesthetically, it looked good, and it wasn't like too easy with a little bit like, you know, of difficulty with the projectiles that she's throwing, and the mechanic where she pulls you into the Riptide is actually like really interesting. It's cool going to the ocean biome to fight something, considering that the only boss you fight anything in the ocean is actually Duke Fishron. I guess you can count the Dread Nautilus, but not everybody does that though. So, unfortunately, she doesn't really drop anything that's good for Summoner, but you know, we're gonna be fighting every boss anyway though, just because, you know, why not? It's our first time, so might as well enjoy it. After dealing with Jellyfish Queen, we got pretty lucky and got a Goblin Army to spawn, which is good because we need the Tinker's Workshop already. My accessory slots are getting full, and we have a bunch of them that we can combine, and Rocket Boots are kind of gonna start becoming a must now when it comes to these next bosses. Speaking of bosses, we have 3 new ones to fight before Wall of Flesh, so we're practically almost done with hard mode, or I mean not hard mode already, pre-hard mode, oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna keep that in though.
Bard, classic good. Rocket Boots. Astro. We actually finally got the upgrade.
Now, having all of my things upgraded, I feel pretty comfortable fighting the next main boss. Now, in order to spawn this boss, you need to have 30 of this certain material called blood shards, and you need to bring it down to whatever this is called here. Now, aesthetically, it looks really cool. It wasn't that far from my spawn, so I got pretty lucky, I think. Maybe it's more like that normally? Can't tell. But yeah, I can't think of anything else to upgrade, so I figured this would be the good time to fight him.
Lord of the Bats. Oh, you're really ugly. Okay, cool. That was awful.
Yeah, so he kind of whooped my ass. Wasn't expecting that. So, but I mean, he seemed pretty easy though, so we'll get him the next try.
Oh my god, I literally threw myself in a corner. I feel like I could have done that.
Okay, maybe not first try, maybe like third try.
Do a, what the fuck? Huh? Holy, oh my god. Oh wow, okay, I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of bullshit. Nice.
After getting whooped 5 times by this boss, I finally was able to kill him, and I got lucky enough to get the summon on the first try, so, you know, I don't have to farm him, but, the summon that we got from him was very worth it, because it is a very good one. It summons a bat, and unfortunately it does take 2 slots, but the damage it does for the 2 slots is well worth it. Next main boss we're going to do is Queen Bee. Now, she doesn't have anything special when it comes to Thorium, but we need her for the Witch Doctor. Flask are pretty much a must for both melee and summoner playthroughs. Now, we also do get the Bee armor. Because this summon takes away so many minion slots, having 2 of them would be nice. It does sacrifice our personal damage a little bit, but I'm pretty sure in the end it amounts to just a tiny bit more though.
2. I can't see who, thanks for the follow. Somebody followed me. Or Anthony, yada yada. Sorry, I'm like, that was a really bad start for this fight. Okay. We're good, we're good, we're good. B armor, we can probably make B armor.
Now, having our B armor made, we can go straight to fight Skeletron. Now, since we aren't quite lucky enough to get the extra minion slot for the bat one, we are able to just use our normal meteorite staff. Now, to be fair, I could have had an extra one if I did use a summoning potion, but since I do have quality of life mods, I do want to keep it kind of to a minimum when it comes to that. So most of the time, you don't ever really see me using them until at least like hard mode. So, you know, I'm trying to keep it, you know, like trying to keep some standard to it, because I know that, you know, quality of life mods can be, you know, a little iffy for some people, but yet again, it's just the way that you like to play Terraria. If you like playing with quality of life mods, you know, feel free to go ahead. There's really no harm in it. It's a sandbox game. So, but yeah, so overall, I'm going to say one thing though so far. Despite there not being that many new weapons for Summoner, the damage of the ones that you can already get shows, because it makes this pre-hard mode experience way smoother.
That happens to me a lot, actually. I've been noticing recently I've been getting like really like so used to dashing so much into them for the damage that I do it a lot in Skeletron, which is not a good thing. You should not do it against him, because that exact thing will happen to you. Come on, take the arms down. Give me the skulls, there we go. 250 damage per second. Free Skeletron. Get to the summon. Nice. Alright. Skeletron's pretty easy.
After completely breezing past Skeletron, in Thorium they add a lot of new enemies to the dungeon, and you would think that would be kind of like worse to explore, but it wasn't as bad as you would think it is. A lot of new weapons, but they're mainly for classes that we don't use, but there are a type of enemy that have armor on and they drop ingots, and these ingots can craft as an entirely new summon set. It works similar to the Spectre armor, where the Spectre armor has a different headpiece that does a different effect. Except for this one, it is Sentry and Summons, so there is one headpiece that leans heavily into Sentry and one that leans heavily into Summons. There is a really cool Sentry that we do get later, which causes me to lean more into that. I'm not going to highlight the entire dungeon farming, but I gotta highlight this one summon that I got though. It's called the Arsenal Staff, and it might be the coolest thing I've seen yet.
Well, that's actually really cool. What the hell?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty much like the Blade Staff, but like 10 times better. I mean, not damage-wise, obviously, but like look-wise though, it just looks so cool. So it changes to like gold, so I figure what better way to test it than to fight the next major boss.
Right though. Round two, round two. Defense is pretty low though, so I do have to be careful. Or my little chain right there is actually doing wonders against those AoE. Oh my god, we just destroyed that thing.
Yeah, so well, overall, I'd say 10 out of 10 weapon. Very easy to get and very strong too. So only thing we need to do is to get this Sentry from this boss and then fight one more boss and then Wall of Flesh. So we're pretty much almost done with pre-hard mode already. Took a little long time in the video. I know it's probably like 18 minutes in, but you know, I'm having fun.
Question is, I got the staff, or not the staff, the summon.
Now there's only 2 bosses left, and one of them drops a really funny weapon that we use for the entirety of the Wall of Flesh fight, and I think y'all are going to be really surprised once I show it. So the next 2 bosses are just going to be a boss rush, so no like major prepping in there.
There we go. There we go, it seems a little better now. His damage is really high, holy. This first part seems fine, it's when he starts doing that right there. Nice. Skeleton, we love skeleton abuse here. Oh, wings, what the? Whoa. Oh my god, those are like actual wings, what the hell? Okay, that kind of tripped me up a little bit, but... Oh, it's that little orb, that's probably what I got hit by last time. Whoa, seems like it's tripping. It just scattered into 3 pieces that are all attacking me at the same time. Holy shit. Little orbs after me, oh my god. Just in place safe. Nice.
Alrighty, wall of flesh time.
Okay. Oh yeah. This is so stupid that this works. Come on, the star. Ah, whatever. 1 star pretty much fills up my entire thing. Eat the jelly so that I have the extra regeneration. Just because I'm not using I'm not trying to like use the whip and stuff like that, but it's really funny though the fact that this is working. See, if we get like all the eyes like at the same time, the damage on that is like we're getting like 500-ish. I might need to start like actually like fighting it soon. Like I said, definitely slower, but we gotta remember we have our main summon still doing work. I dash. Oh my god, wait a minute, I might have just screwed myself. Oh my god, I just screwed myself. Oh wait, we got it anyway. Oh my god.
Pretty close fight. But now that we're in hard mode, the first thing I can think of before we do any first boss is get our spider armor, our spider staff, and our cool whip.
I can think of like an amalgamation for that. Yeah, just leave out every class. Title it as everything, but don't ever include mage. What is mage? Nice. Oh my god, that's funny. No. I would like a rework of mage similar to the one video talking about how mana and sickness work. Yeah. Nice. Alright. There we go, finally. A lot of back and forth, but we made it.
When it comes to all the bosses we've fought so far, our first hard mode boss is by far the coolest when it comes to moves.
He's in the lava. Where's that banner? Full projectiles. I'm waiting for like new moves that get it. There it is. You just have to jump over it. What the f is he doing now? He's tripping, yo. He's tripping. What that? What that? Yeah, he's tripping. I dodge steals though. I'm not gonna lie, that was a really good run. What the hell?
Like, come on, you guys can't tell me that wasn't cool right there. I know I included the entire fight and I didn't cut out anything, but like, I just had to show it all. Like, this is by far my most favorite so far. Now, the Fallen Beholder drops the Mirror of the Beholder, which is, you know, ironic. But this accessory is very good, and I wish I took more advantage of it in this playthrough. Now, your cursor is highlighted with this giant circle, and pretty much anything inside the circle is highlighted, and it also takes 15% more damage from everything. That means sentries, that means summons, debuffs, literally everything. Now, I honestly forgot about this mid-fight, so a lot of the times I wasn't really keeping my cursor on him, so I do end up getting rid of it later, but it's a good thing to know that if anybody is in the situation, try to keep your cursor on it, because it is insanely good if you can get it on it.
Nice. Give me the summon. I got it.
Now that we have our first actual summon of hard mode, the spider staff does count, but I wanted to keep it more modded. There's two other staffs that we can get, and one of them inflicts frostbite and the other one inflicts burn. Now, it's nice to have all of them because with the debuffs from everything combined, the damage is overall more than it is just to have one specific one.
Alright, let's fight the worst boss in the game. Well, maybe it's easier since I have all this stuff. Without wings, it actually might suck. Maybe I need to switch them for this one. I think I see why it recommends the other ones, just because it seems like my summon is having a little bit of a hard time keeping up with it. Ah, shit. Okay. Come on. There we go. I know. It's gonna be annoying. There we go. We had a rough start in this run, but I think like we're pretty fine. There we go. Nice.
Now, after doing all the mechanical bosses, the Steampunker actually does sell a summon, and it pretty much summons 3 little, like, mini helicopters that shoot guns, and the rate of fire that it does it at is insane, dude. So, our next main boss is gonna be the Lich.
I did a pumpkin move earlier. It's that one. They were pretty fast. Yeah. It's gonna do that one thing. I think. Doing the pumpkin thing again. Okay, pumpkin thing again. It's pretty halfway. Maybe I got unlucky with it. It's gonna do it. No, it's still doing that. Maybe I'm getting a bad run. If it doesn't do its crazy moves, I'm gonna kill it again. There it is, so. Nice. Oh, second phase, question mark? Wait a minute. Oh, okay.
Now, in order to get this done, I figured that I'd do it in the best way that I know how, and that is by doing a boss rush, and including getting the Terra Prisma.
It's gonna be worth it in the end though once we get it. No. We're still on Empress. We're doing our daytime. I just got hit by a random thing that actually could have killed me. That thing almost just knocked me into the Empress. I don't have my summon active. No wonder why we're doing it pretty slow. I was wondering why we were doing so little damage. Second phase here, question mark? Second phase. We'll have to drop there. Get a little bit of good space here. Drop down. Let her do that little bullshit. To the left. Hopefully she doesn't. There we go. We're gonna do that. Oh my god, we're gonna die. Oh my god, kill her. Oh my god, we got her. I haven't done a loop with Slime Mountain in a while. That used to be my go-to though before I just started using Purple Jump. I said that last time, I think. I'm surprised that the there we go.
Boom. There is a boss after Moonlord Thorium. They are called the primordials. And me and my chat really wanted to try and attempt this without Moonlord armor or any type of gear. And I'm going to be real honest with you guys. We weren't able to do it. But I will be doing it. But I spent a lot of time on this little edit right here. This is probably the, at least, craziest thing I've done in a video. So, I hope you guys enjoy.
Fuck! Is that it? Is that it? Oh my god. Please be it. Oh my god, it's it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, we did it.
If you made it to the end of the video, thank you. This entire Thorium playthrough was just so fun to do, considering that I was talking to my community the entire time, and overall, like, I haven't had a playthrough this fun in a very long time. I cannot stress enough how thankful I am for you guys. I know that I usually do longer outros, but considering that I'm really tired of making this, I'm going to head out now. So next videos are going to start being Thorium based, and alongside maybe like a couple more vanilla. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Bye.